Good morning. I am Chandravadana, Associate Professor in Physics Department, S. Engineering College, Chennai, and Research Scholar in Department of Physics, SCSV, MV Deemed University, Kanchipuram. First of all, I should thank the organizer for giving me the opportunity to give oral presentation in NanoMag 2020. Today, I am going to present a review paper on current research aspects in mono and hybrid nanofluid-based heat sink technologies. And this is a list of contents which I'm going to present in today's presentation. First one in introduction part. Nanofluid technology offers a vital part for the development of compact and cost-effective cooling system. Due to compactness in size, shape, and weight of the different electronic system, old methods used for the heat removal become inadequate. To enhance the heat transfer in electronic devices, several techniques have been proposed, among which microchannel heatsink has attracted a particular attention. In this presentation, mono and hybrid nanofluids in heatsink technology are considered. Next is nanofluids and hybrid nanofluids. Nanofluid is a colloid which is a composition of base fluids and nanomaterials. Nanomaterial can be a nanoparticle, nanofiber, nanotubes, and these particles are generally stable metals or metal oxides. And hybrid nanofluids are the colloidal fluids containing the suspension of nano-sized solid particles of two different materials which can apply in automobile, electromechanical manufacturing process, solar energy, machine cutting, etc. Next is heat sink and microchannel heat sink. Heat sink is an environment or object that absorbs heat and dissipates heat from one another using thermal contact, which is applied in cooling electronic devices like microprocessor. A microchannel heatsink can dissipate large amount of heat from the small area with a high heat transfer coefficient and less fluid inventory. And this is a working medium of heatsink. In a simple base fluid, we are using water, ethanol, ethylene glycol. In nanofluids, we are using pure metal suspended, metal oxide suspended, nitrate suspended, carbide suspended, carbon suspended. And hybrid nanofluids, for example, multi-walled carbon nanotube with the magnesium oxide can be taken in the ratio of 20:80. The next one is nanofluid preparation. There are two methods of preparation. The first one is a one-step method. In one-step method, the production of nanoparticle and the dispersion in a base fluid are done simultaneously. Example of this method is direct evaporation technique, chemical reduction, laser ablation, etc. In two-step method, the nanoparticle materials are first produced and then dispersed into a fluid. Next is the characterization. The nanofluids are characterized by the following techniques: SEM, TEM, XRD, FTIR, DLS, zeta potential. And some of the important analysis of nanofluids are: DLS estimate the average disperse size of nanoparticle in the base fluid liquid media. TGA study the influence of heating and melting on the thermal stabilities of nanoparticle. Zeta potential value is related to the stability of nanoparticle dispersion in base fluid. SEM analysis is used to study the microstructure and morphology of nanoparticle. TEM is used to verify the single particle dimension and to find the agglomeration of particles. XRD is used to study the crystal behavior of nanoparticle. FGIR is used to study the surface chemistry of solid particles and solid liquid particles. And some of the review of experimental and theoretical works related to hybrid nanofluids are: in 2018, Agar et al. Found ethylene glycol, water ethylene glycol with the titanium oxide multi-wall carbon nanotube. By using two mathematical models, he found the maximum conductivity of 38.7%. In 2019, Behri et al. Found 17% enhancements by using graphene silver nanoparticles. In 2016, Harandi et al. Found 30% thermal conductivity ratio by using multi-walled carbon nanotubes and iron oxide with ethylene glycol. By using mono nanofluids, experimental math and numerical part, by using mini channel heat sink and cylindrical microchannel, by using this technology, they found that maximum enhancement of 12.75 in the experimental part, and good enhancement by using the thermal coefficient of 0.3% when compared to that of ordinary water. The next is a discussion. Heat sink with the highest height of channel, lowest fin spacing, and circular fins showed the best performance. Majority researchers found the replacement of simple coolants such as water and ethylene glycol with the nanofluids improved the thermal performance of mixing. The presence of highly conductive particles in the base fluid increases the thermal conductivity of coolant. The drawback associated with the implication of a nanofluid includes escalated pressure drop. The size of the nanoparticle has a crucial effect on the heat transfer rate, and aluminium oxide is more widely used by the researchers, and silicon carbide and magnesium oxide are gained least attention by the researchers. The most commonly used liquid is water. Next is the current challenges and the future of nanofluids. A considerable amount of research work has been carried out using mono nanofluid as a working medium. Considerable research work might be carried out using hybrid nanofluids. They concluded that the general application of nanofluids is still in the infant stages, and therefore future investigation will increase the potential application of nanofluids. It is clear based on the review of recent literature that significant efforts continue to devote the theoretical and experimental studies to improve the general performance and potential application of nanofluids. Also, efforts are being made to reduce the production cost of nanofluids by developing large-scale production methods and to improve the stability of nanofluids. In the conclusion part, the thermal design of cooling system for electronic equipment has to be revised deeply by using nanofluids. All the cooling systems must be redesigned bearing well in mind the new issues related to the peculiar characteristics of nanofluids. The researches carried out so far is not enough to have the ultimate conclusion about the real and effective advantage of using nanofluids for this application. An effort has to be done in the direction of exploring the real long-term thermal performance, considering not only the advantage but also the disadvantage like thermal mechanical problem caused of this new technology. And these are the references. And I thank once again for giving me the opportunity to give this